Hi everyone, Arlene here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. I am finally getting around to doing my little voiceover tutorial showing you how I made this sweet red and white deco mesh wreath that would be perfect to hang up for Valentine's Day. This would also be a great wreath for those who might just be beginning to hone their wreath making skills. Okay, let's get started. Here are the supplies I gathered to create this wreath. 1 16-inch work wreath form. 1 roll of red deco mesh, 21 inches by 10 yards. Notice the Christmas labeling on this roll of deco mesh. I purchased this for 90% off. Okay, so I've used it for a Valentine's Day decoration. Just as red as Christmas is in my book. Some leftover red and white deco mesh, 21 inches by 10 yards. 1 bolt of wired ribbon, sparkly hearts, and a metal sign. I started this wreath by looping the solid red deco mesh into the work wreath's outer chenille ties. Each loop was 10 to 12 inches in length. I like to use a long section of mesh for each loop. Doing so makes a nice, full-looking wreath in the end. To complete the outer ring, I piggybacked the last deco mesh loop on top of the same chenille tie where I started. Then, without cutting, I transitioned over to the inner ring and continued looping in the same fashion. Then I added a row of the red and white deco mesh, starting at one of the inner ring's chenille ties and working my way around the form, alternating between the chenille ties on the inner and on the outer rings. Next, I made a craft bow out of the red and white wired heart ribbon and attached it to what I deemed to be the bottom of the wreath. I then attached the red metal sign to the wreath. I fed the chenille tie on the top of the wreath through the chain that was attached to the sign. I took the leftover heart ribbon and I cut it into 3 even lengths and I chevroned the ends. I attached 1 length over the top of the wreath, attaching it into the chenille ties. Then I attached the other 2 lengths to either side of the wreath, adding them into the same chenille ties on either side so that they'd look balanced. Lastly, I hot glued 3 sparkly hearts on the top center. I had 4 more hearts to work with, so I placed 2 on each side, 1 each tucked into where the lengths of ribbon started and ended on either side. This was a simple wreath that turned out to look super sweet and pretty. I took a moment to spray some of this Never Wet onto the bows, heart, and ribbon. It looks just as pretty now as it did the day that I hung it out on our outside light post last winter. It will hang there to greet all who come to visit this year as well, and it will also welcome whatever snow might fall. I encourage you all to give this one a try. Once again, I'll say, in crafting there are no mistakes, only unique creations. Until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.